Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner. This is my review for Love After Lockup Season 4, Episode 7, okay? Happy Resurrection Sunday! Because it may be, well, no, it is Sunday now because it's 1:40 in the morning. You get this at around 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. But happy Resurrection Sunday to everyone. Okay, y'all know first things first. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel to become a whole JayBird, and dot. Okay, do not forget to like the video because liking is always the thing to do. Comments in the comment section because it's always a conversation. And do not forget to share this video. You can follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner here, there, and everywhere. That's where I am. And y'all know the weekend I do not really be on camera that much, even though I am here in a hoodie and everything. Okay, pop off. But let's get into what is love after lockup, like after lockup, or what we really should call people who need somewhere to stay. Okay. Anyway, first up we had Kayla and Martell. Now we didn't get much from Kayla and Martell because it just wasn't much going on. Oh, wait, first of all, do not forget tonight's the versus battle between BB and CC Winans and Mary is going on versus. Okay, it comes on at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, so find out your own time zone, but it's 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. So of course y'all know that means I will be live for the after show chit chat. Okay, as I always do on my channel. So it'll probably be between 10:30 and 11:30. You know, we always do these after verse these after versus chit chat. So come on through, have a good time with your girl because it's the thing to do. Okay. Now on to the new foods, new foolishness, new drama. Okay, around here we have Kayla and Martell. Again, we did not get much out of them. Now Martell has been in the halfway house at this point in time for 2 months, but he's getting out tomorrow. I'm like, girl, look, leave his ass where his ass is at because it ain't worth it. Okay, it ain't worth it. I can see it that it's not going to be worth it. Okay, but anyway, she brings up how since the little argument they had before, with him bringing up how the stove was dirty and the laundry wasn't done, and she could have did better. She said we over all of that or whatever. He apologized. Did he really though? I wonder. Anyway, but again, because he's getting out tomorrow or whatever, and they're in a better place, she's going out shopping for cleaning supplies because she feel like he's like a little bit OCD. So he will be happy to have all these cleaning supplies around the house. So the house is really, really clean. He can clean, she can clean, he can cook, she can cook. I'm like, I just don't see this ending well because of his attitude. Okay, and I don't want her up here, just conceding and letting him do whatever he wants and let him say what he wants. I want her to stand her ground. Okay, so she went, shopping with his cousin. Okay, his cousin or whatever, and her and the cousin chick. Now the cousin brought up how she also was in a relationship with somebody, a man. Okay, who also did 13. I say, why is everybody with people who've been in prison for 13 years? What said a regular number in their state? Anyway, but she's like, and when they be in there, they be saying things, you know what I'm saying? And when mine was saying things, and it ended badly. Okay, I was like, I can only imagine. Okay, so cousin, like, look, how many men have you lived? Like, are you ready for this? And when Kayla said, I've never lived with a man before, but I don't like people being sneaky or whatever. Like, that's my pet peeve. I'm like, if you've never, it makes sense she's never lived with a man because for the past 13 years she's been waiting on him and she's still young now. Because cousin said, how old is you? She's like, I'm old enough. I was like, but you not. But you ain't, okay? Because you not. I can tell on the tip of my tongue, you're not, okay? But anyway, the cousin then say, look, what to us, she said, and I don't know, you know what I'm saying? What's gonna happen? So my cousin, chicks be on him or whatever. I'm saying chicks are going to go. No, she did tell Kayla, chicks will go after him solely because he fresh out of prison and they want that good prison dick. I was like, not good prison dick. All dick in prison ain't good. Some dick in prison is dirty. Okay, don't want that. No, man. But the only dick you should want fresh out of prison is your own man dick, because you know what it's like. But no one should be wanting random man dick because he was in prison. Because again, we don't know what it's hitting for. We don't know if he really had good deeds. We don't know that or whatever. Okay, and then the cousin does tell us, okay, that Martell is for sure a ladies' man. Okay, and that I don't know if he's gonna be out here sneaking and linking with other females. But I don't know that. But I also don't know if he's ready to really be committed in a relationship. And that lady, her cousin ain't shit. She is fully aware her cousin ain't shit. And she trying to drop little jewels into Kayla's head. Kayla not listening. She's sprinkling jewels on you, girl. She telling you what's gonna go down, but you ain't listening, okay? And it may be because she did bang Martell when he got home from prison, and it probably was because she's now wrapped up in good prison dick. Okay, anyway, Kayla bring up how, well, in prison, he told me he was ready to settle down. He had done all these things. He had been out here sneaking and linking or whatever, date different girls, doing threesomes or whatever, and he is ready to settle down with one woman, and that one woman is me. And when cousin then said, girl, they say all kind of shit when they in prison. I was like, they say everything in prison. It don't be true. It does not. Okay, let's move on to Jasmine or Chaz and Brandon. Every season, we have the older guy with a younger woman is creepy, and even though Brandon is 40 and he's 55, but she isn't like young. She's still younger than him. He's still a creepy old man because look, they in the car, leaving the prison or whatever, and he trying to stick his tongue down. I was like, get your tongue out the lady mouth, and you can tell she didn't mind like pet kissing him or whatever, or kiss him on the lips, but every time he tried to open his mouth and stick his tongue on her mouth, she was like, oh, mm. Oh, I'm saying it's just weird, and I'm like, sir, she just got out of prison. She don't really know you or whatever. I'm saying he all chipper and shit, and she just chilling, just chilling. And she also brings up, I just want him to know that I'm committed to him. And then I want him to know that I want to be committed or whatever, and I want him to know that. And I was like, But she then brings up how in order for her to be able to move to a different state, that you have to either have family in that state or be married to somebody in that state. So for her to move to Kentucky, where he's from, they have to get married. Okay, so I'm like, this the reason she's marrying him, because she can't leave the state without marrying him. And I was like, girl, I will stay where I'm at. I don't want to have to kiss a weird older man who I don't really know, who I feel uncomfortable around because he's a familiar stranger, or just a stranger. I don't want to marry you on my first day out. I just not. Okay. And then we see she brings up how she's been on parole consistently since she was 18. I was like, damn, consistently? Like all the time. Like you've never not been on parole? I was like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. And because she's 40, you've consistently been on parole since 18. She brings about she's been in jail overall a total of 11 years in different jails and prisons or whatever. But she wanted to spend her life with Chaz. The Chaz would give her a whole new lease on life. And I was like, okay. Now they went ahead and got married. It was a cute little stone park or whatever. It was a park nonetheless, but a cute little stone park, okay? Little stones here, little stones there, little stones everywhere. And I was like, okay. Because she's going to see her PO. So she has to let her PO know, once I'm married, I want to move to Kentucky. My husband stays in Kentucky. And she's out, but she has to do like a stricter parole. And she'll find out what the more strict restrictions are once she's in the PO. And so we found out she has to be there for 4 months under the strict parole, that she has to be in the house, no later than 6 p.m. She cannot, leave and be elsewhere, whatever, stand somewhere else. It has to be, right there with them. And I'm like, I mean, it makes sense if you ask me. But also she can't like stay at like the hotel with him. She has to stay at the house where she's renting a room at. We find out that she's renting a room from her best friend Jessica. It's her best friend Jessica's baby daddy. Okay. He also has custody of their daughter. Or I guess they maybe share custody or whatever. But the daughter lives there with him, and so she will be living there with him too. And because it's his house, she's renting the room, his child's there, or whatever. She said, he said, I don't want you like having sex with a boy in my house. I don't want like that kind of stuff going on. And it makes sense because you don't want your child, to see a random dude walk around begging up inmate in the room. Okay. And Chad, they went to the house or whatever. It's a nice little room or whatever. And Chad's like, where is he? Like, oh, he's at work. Oh, so what time does he get home? I'm like, Chad is really trying to get some cooch. Why the man ain't here? Even though she's saying to you, he don't want no hanky panky going on in this house. You gonna get me evicted on day one. And she's like, no, he'll be on like 4. It was like 3:45. So she know I'm not. Look, you can't. She may like Chaz. She may be cool with Marion because they married now. Fine. But she ain't trying to fuck that man. She not yet. And she brings up how I'm saying, it feels weird. Okay, I've been talking to him for like 2 years, but he's still a stranger. But you married him or whatever. But she said even kissing him feels weird. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I thought it wouldn't because we talk so much. Talking don't mean shit. Because talking sometimes that chemistry isn't the same as in person chemistry. In person, you should want to hug him and let him caress your body. You should want to kiss him. Because we've seen other couples, who've gotten out or whatever, and the people didn't have any issue kissing. The fact that she feels weird kissing him, maybe hold up on the marriage, but again, you're married to him now. You know what I'm saying? But it's creepy because she likes, so what are you going to do? She's like, I'm gonna take a bath, you know what I'm saying? Listen to some music. She wants to just relax because it's her first day out. She can't go anywhere past 6 p.m. or whatever. Let me chill. You can go back to the hotel room. And he's like, oh, well, you can take a bath with me here. And I'm like, I don't think she wants you to see her naked, but she do bring up how she has body issues and she's not comfortable yet with him seeing her naked. But I'm like, he not reading the room. She's giving him all the cues and all the signs to where I don't want you to see me. I want to be a secret from you, okay? But he's still like trying to be extremely physical with her. I didn't like it. But again, I'm leaving that be or whatever. Again, because then we seen the dude in the Baby Mama Come Home. So they saved her from him trying to continuously convince her to go get in the bathtub naked so he can see her body. Oh, nasty ass Chaz. Let's get to crazy ass Lacy and lazy ass Antonio. I'm sorry, Antoine. So this is first. He got out yesterday. Okay, so 5 morning, and they had sex 3 times last night. Okay, which is fine. He then said, if I had to grade it, it'll be a B. I'm like a B. A B. He looked like he's the B. Okay. Anyway, now he also brings up at the end of bed the next morning. I can't wait to get in the shower. My first shower out. I'm looking like y'all had sex 3 times and he ain't took no shower yet. That's prison stank. That's I don't understand. I don't understand it. I don't. Y'all know a long time ago, my ex who was in prison for 2 years, but I knew him. Like we dated. We was together. He then got arrested. Anyway, when he got out, he fully was like, I need a bath. Like you can't come get cooch fresh out of prison and no bath or no shower has been taken. I'm like, y'all fucked 3 times and he ain't took no shower? Oh, girl, that's mistakes being made. Okay. Anyway, they talk over breakfast or whatever, and she brings up how, I flipped out about you going to your mom because I feel like if you go over there, I'm saying your mom drinks heavily now. Okay. And if you go over there, you can get into some things or whatever, and it can put you on a path to doing bad things. Like, I feel like, going over there, this might not be good. And I'm like, Lacy, that's that male mama. She may be alcoholic. She may be a drinker. That's that man mama. It ain't nowhere on God's green earth that you should feel the need to prevent that man from going to see his mama after being in jail for like 3 or 4 years. Like, what the fuck? It was weird to me that I was like, what? Girl, get out my face. Anyway, that was dumb. to me. And his thing was like, that's my mom. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, I haven't given you any reasons to not trust me yet. Even though we know he's a fuck up, his point was still valid in I haven't fucked over you. I haven't done anything to you for you to feel like if I go I'm gonna do something crazy. I mean, he's a habitual offender, so he don't have a good track record in general. And it's fucked up that he feel like I have to show her how bad I am before she cannot trust me. But I also feel like he gonna do something dumb. He looked like he's about to do something dumb at any given moment. But I feel like she can't want to police him about spending time and hanging out with his mother. No, that's not going to work. He brought up how I've had exes who've also had issues with my mom, and it did not work out with them. So I really want y'all to fix whatever issue y'all have. And I'm like, the fact that she was cool with his mama before they were dating, the issue is she fucking lady's son. It's really that simple. And Lacy feel like his mom is obsessed with him, and she does not want him being with anybody. And I'm like, that may be true. It may be true, but I think because you are someone who's friends with, there may be an even worse issue. But we're gonna leave that be. So we then today later on they go car shop. I'm like, why is y'all going? He been out a day or two, maybe 2 days. I think it's only been one day. Why is y'all going car shopping? But she brings about she just wants him to have some adult responsibilities. I'm like, how you gonna pay for it? Who'll pay the car notes? Why, girl, anyway, as they drive into the car lot, she get a flat tire. This fool say, I don't know how to change no flat tire. And also, I don't want to get my hands. I said, not get your hands dirty. And this is who she chooses to bang with. Okay, anyway, so they walk to the car lot. So the car lot isn't that far away because he can't change no tire. And the total folk gonna take a couple hours to get there. It's like, we can't just sit here. We're gonna go ahead. Now, the fact that production did not give them a ride to the car lot is hilarious to me. I was like, girl, that ain't shit. Anyway, they get to the car lot or whatever. He do like the car lot do show him a car that he could possibly, I guess, like and maybe can afford it or whatever. And at first, I felt like, did she buy him a car? And what is the whole point to get him there? Because it was like he showed him a car as in, this is the car you're gonna get. And I'm like, I hope she not buy him no car. No, she did not. But we then find out that he can't test drive the car because he don't have no license. Why are you taking a person who does not have a license to get a car? He can't even test drive a car, let alone drive it off the lot as a car owner. I'm like, get out my damn face. So anyway, they go in the room, in the office to discuss how much it costs and the logistics of it all. The car was only about $5,000, and he had $2,000 because he got a stimulus check. So you're gonna put that money down on the car, and then she said, I would give him some money too. And I'm like, clearly, it's just weird. It's weird because I'm like, he don't have no license. I don't know. And so when the dealership dude asked about who name the car will be in, like, want to be in both your names, this fool right here said, oh, if it's in both our names, if someone was to plate, would my name come up too? And he was like, well, yeah, unless you want to just put it in her name, and that way your name won't come up at all. He wants to put the car in her name. And he say, because if someone runs the plate, my name won't come up. I'm like, why the fuck? What? What kind of illegal fucking shit? What is it? No, that's correct. To me, that means you're gonna do some fuck shit and you don't want to get caught. And not, girl, and not my. I get how you're a felon. You just don't want the police to feel like they have a reason to fuck with you or whatever. But you have to get things in your name too. That's how life goes. And she's like, no, 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 not today, not on my watch. And she said, no, because if something happens, I don't want my name wrapped up in it. So I don't want to put the car in just my name. She was okay with having it in both their names, but she said, I'm not going to have just my name on it. No, ma'am, no, sir, no, thank you. And then her point was like, if you don't do shit, there won't be a reason, excuse me, for for someone to run your name or to run the plate. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, that's true. And he felt like, man, you tripping. You know what I mean? Why can't you? And she was like, well, I'm not comfortable with that. And I'm like, Good. Now she said, based on this history of him consistently doing dumb, because he was in jail before for stealing cars, and so she's like, I can't trust him 100% because of his past. So I don't want to put no car in my name. I'm like, at least, I mean, she done for fucking with him and having them in her house. And oh, I'm so happy you're home. That's dumb. But at least she was smart enough to say, I am not putting no car in my name. Not with no car thief. But let's move on from there. Let's move on to Raydean and Rick. Cocaine and heroin and meth. These drugs these will be on, honey, does craziness. Anyway, so it's been like a month since the whole Thanksgiving thing or whatever, and now she's finally out the halfway house. She's still on parole or probation, but she's out the halfway house, so now she can live with a family. Okay, and they all go out to eat or whatever. And first, she said, "I want to be able to say no to like meat, to this and to that. That's my way of testing myself. I want to." Train myself to be able to turn down and say no to things I used to want. So that way, if I have to turn down some drugs, I can be able to do that too. And I was like, I mean, I guess so, because to some people, food is a drug the same way to some people, drugs are drugs. I guess it's the same thing. So I'm like, at least she has an idea of what she wants to do to keep herself clean. And then, so that's what she wants. She also brings up how that's also why she wants to stay at her parents' house and not with Rick. But Rick is like, the fuck? Because again, these are things they discussed while she was in prison. And now that she's out, she's doing all these things differently. And she brings up how because she knows it's gonna be hard to stay off drugs, and on moments where she has like a hard day or whatever, she wants to be able to not have to just call her father or her mom on the phone, but be able to go in another room and just be face to face with them to have that initial immediate support. And this is the thing, I think that's smart. However, Rick's whole issue is that ain't gonna be talked about. Like this whole time, we have been doing things and I've been getting things in order for you to live with me. And now that you're out, you don't want to do that. So I think his thing is, you was lying to me and I need honesty, okay? And we're like, oh, well, I had stuff set up or whatever for you to be a mouse. And, you have a support system with me too. It's not just at your parents' house, it's me too. And while I get she feel like Rick is all about self, I think his thing really is the things we discussed when you were in prison. You're doing the opposite now. You never told me about no girlfriend in prison. Now you got a girlfriend. You never told me about wanting to steal your parents at all. And now that's one. So the things we discussed and agreed upon, you are now doing something completely different. And I was like, girl, um, you are. Anyway, the dad feel like, well, I think it's good for her. I think she should have at least 6 months with us so we can consistently watch her and make sure that she's on the straight and narrow. Because we're like her safe haven. And Rick feel like, well, I'm a safe haven too, but I get it. I get what you're saying. Again, I don't think Rick is saying what she's saying, what somebody wants doesn't make sense. I think his thing is she's just now telling me, but y'all already knew this. So she was not telling me shit. She's lying to me and having a whole different thing with y'all because y'all have now prepared for her to be there because y'all knew. I'm like, whatever. But she also brought up because her dad has health. Her dad got one leg. Her dad has health issues too, so she wants to also just be there for him. Which Race, not Ray. Rick said, I get it. I get it. But his whole thing is, I need honesty. He's like, what else is she hiding from me? Because it's this little, it's all with little thing that I don't be knowing or whatever. So we see on the ride home, because it was all in one car, she then takes Rick home. And we're like, oh, you want to come in? I got some wine. She's like, no, I'm just tired or whatever. And so she goes home, but she tells us that she did not want to stay with him that night because she did not want to have sex with him. Because the last time they had sex, it was good. However, he was very emotional. Okay, he kept bringing up the K girl or whatever, and how I don't want to feel guilty when I'm trying to give up. Okay, you can't want to romance me and get intimate with me if you're being so emotional about my girlfriend who I told you ain't going nowhere. So it's a whole catch-22 between them. And her thing is, I need him to get what I want. And his thing is, I want what I want. Y'all both want what y'all want. Y'all both are being, for lack of a better term, selfish. Y'all are just not being honest with each other about what y'all want. That's the problem, okay? But her thing is, I still want Rick, but I also want Kay. Rick don't want you with Kay. Okay? Anyway, let's move on to, first of all, no, like the video. Because liking is always the thing to do. Why my battery still low on this phone? Taylor and Chance. I don't like Taylor. I don't like Chance. The reason I don't like Taylor is because I feel like Taylor is completely ignoring every red flag that Chance is flashing in her face. And I don't know why. I think with her having 3 daughters, with her having a sister who she's trying to help, stay sober and keep in sobriety, you brought in this piece of shit dude, who for all causes doesn't bring anything to the table except a penis, and has really just wreaked havoc since he's been in the house. Okay, so we know the last episode, Bobby, the sister, left. Okay, she was pissed off based on how Chan was speaking about her, saying she ain't shit, she don't do shit or whatever, she can't watch the kids anymore. So Bobby left. And then Taylor told Chan, like, look, me and my sister are a package deal. Okay, we're a package deal or whatever, so you need to make it work. And I feel, make it right. And I feel like, well, no, Taylor, your sister told you before he got here how she felt. Even once he got there, I don't feel like you checked him in any capacity when he was being an asshole towards your sister. And now that she left, now you need to fix it. No, you could have fixed it in the beginning, telling him you don't have no fucking authority over here over my sister. Don't do that, okay? But we'll leave that be. So Taylor brings up how, for one, Bobby, who was her twin sister, and her twins have a connection, okay? But Bobby was in jail before. She was also she was addicted to heroin. Before she's OD'd multiple times. At one point in time, she died. They brought her back, okay? And so she's like, I'm just worried about, how she feels. I don't want her to relapse or whatever, because she's been living with me for the past 2 years on a good path from the life she had before. And so again, she's upset. So Bobby brings up how, Bobby called him on the phone, and she went out like, I heard y'all talking about me. I'm saying, you tossed me up under the bus saying that, I can't watch the kids anymore. You allowed him to say shit about me too. And it's true. I've been watching kids. She's like, I watch the kids every day. So y'all saying I can't watch them no more was on bullshit. So I'm done. I left, leave me be or whatever. And then Chance can say, maybe I was too outspoken about how I feel about stuff or whatever, and saying I need to calm down. Like Taylor and Bobby don't disturb my antics or whatever. It's like, okay, a few days later, Bobby's still gone. Chance then say, since Bobby has been gone, he now realizes all the stuff she did around the house to help, because now he has to do it. Kids, laundry, all these things that Bobby was helping with, while Taylor will work or whatever, is now what he has to do. And things like, I get now how much she helps. I've been calling and texting her, whatever, but she has not been responding. And I overreacted or whatever. So I'm trying to fix things. I'm like, you should. Chance really came to the house as if he paid bills, as if he used to live there and he helped me with the house. He came in as if he knew what their life entailed, and Bobby wasn't needed, and Bobby was just an extra on my feet. You was the extra. You was what wasn't needed. You came in and fucked everything up, and he only been in like a week or so. Get out of my fucking face, okay? And so we then see Bobby called him and read them for Felton. So look, I've gotten y'all calls and y'all texts or whatever. So what happened, it really hurt me. So for the last few days, I'm gonna stay with my friends, okay? Because it's not a good situation at the house. Okay, it's not good for me there, whatever. And when Chance tried to, I respect you, but and she's like, no, if you respected me, you wouldn't have treated me and talked to me how you did. I heard you say, I don't do shit. I heard you bring up how, you wanted me to move to the garage, and you talked to me and treated me in a way that showed me you don't respect me. And I appreciate Bobby not bending to him, finally trying to be nice. Okay. And she brought up how, I know how prison is, or whatever. So you having to be out now, adapting to me out of prison, isn't a reason to treat us how you've been treating us. And because you not just fussing with me. It's not just about me. You finding you and my sister fight constantly. How? He's only been out for like 2 weeks. Again, he came in the house and it's just disruption. And I don't get how Taylor don't see that. And I think Taylor's way of trying to fight back is saying Bobby ain't going nowhere, because I think for her, Bobby's their backup. If Bobby's here, he can't get away with too much because Bobby's not gonna let it happen. You can tell Bobby's the feisty twin, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna let things happen, twin." And she need Bobby technically as the battery in her back to not allow other shit to happen. And the fact that Bobby was saying, like, what happened was the straw that brought the camel back, and I was done. And so y'all fix y'all shit, and maybe y'all be back. Bullshit. And so Taylor, like, I just, Bobby's never left before or whatever, but I need you to know that she gonna be in my life regardless. And now she, like, I gotta fix it and sad. You ruined it. You an asshole. Now he's admitting he was an asshole. My thing is, you haven't proved to not be an asshole yet. Right now, you just tired of babysitting kids, okay? And lastly, Kevin and Tiffany. Okay. So Tiffany has been out for one day. Oh, it feels like a dream. Kevin's amazing. He makes me feel amazing. I'm like, girl, just wait. Just wait. Okay. Now we do see her going to meet with an old friend who was like her friend, like high school or whatever. And the friends, and we were like best friends, always hanging out. But she went down the wrong path, and I saw that path. I said, you know what? I can't do this. So she, I'm gonna let you do you. I'm gonna do me. And then we seen she was in prison. The other friend wasn't. So there, just getting back, close or whatever, reconnecting. And she tells her about the whole thing with, Curtis and Kevin fighting. And she's like, "What did you like? Make Curtis think y'all like an item?" She's like, "Well, no, it's like a friend thing, whatever." I'm saying, I'm like, "But you kissed that man in the car. Did you not know we seen you kiss him, girl?" I don't know. Anyway, she brings up how that Curtis has been being weird. So she had to block Curtis on Facebook. We do see that he sent her flowers that production gave her, and the card read, on the cover of the card, it said, fuck you for that thing you said that one time." I'm looking like, not fuck you for the girl. Anyway, we know what she said with Kevin. And it's like 1 week later, Kevin phone going off, going off, going off. Okay. Now they are happy, kissing and hugging, kissing or whatever. He being real sexual with her, like saying too much. But he's aggressive. But his phone keep going off. And he like, all these girls has just been coming at him or whatever. And so he's still been talking to not only the Kayla chick, he's been also talking to another ex-girlfriend. So he literally was having, he's talking to two other girls besides Tiffany. And Tiffany don't know. And I don't think Kayla and old girl know. And even though he say he told them, I don't believe him. Because I think Kayla came over and bought the house. He said, I'm out here to, so this is the thing. Kevin out here lying to Tiffany. But he feel like Tiffany on bullshit because she did not, because she had Curtis come pick her up. And I'm looking like, sir, you're literally dating other women. And he brings up how I have been talking to them on a regular basis, but I have not been seeing them. I'm like, you're lying. You're lying. And then saying, she ain't being right because she lied about Curtis. I'm like, she didn't lie about Curtis. Because she told you don't come. You showed up. Okay. They walking the dogs or whatever. And as they're walking the dogs, his phone again is going off. She's like, who are you talking to? What's going on? This fool said, I don't think you're ready for that conversation. I was like, what? Kevin is a complete asshole because she knows something going on and she's asking you, what are you doing? And for your response to be, you not ready for that conversation. I'm like, no, not that conversation. Okay. And so she's like, well, I feel like you had things. So like this, let's just talk about it. He then said, okay. I've been talking to other females. I've been talking to women who are interested in me. Okay, did you think that women would not be? I'm like, who? When this fool said, did you think that other women would not want me? It's like, no one thinks that no one wants someone, but when you're supposed to be committed, you would think they're not entertaining people who want them. That's the thing. And then he said, because you were, acting funny towards me when you was in the halfway house, because the whole Curtis thing. I'm like, you was doing all of this before all of that. You were doing all this when she was still in prison. You were still fucking Kayla when she was in prison. So it's weird how he's really trying to make her feel like, well, you did something wrong. You hurt me. It's all your fault. Basically, you the reason I'm talking to anybody else. It ain't getting. I didn't. It ain't me. It's you. And I was like, no, sir, it's you. You were lying. And so she's like, okay, I'm leaving. You know what I'm saying? This is not what you promised me. You know what I'm saying? Things supposed to be different or whatever. And I think her issue was, you just told me you're dating other people and then said it's my fault. And you've been an asshole about it. So I'm gonna go back to the house. She went back to the house, she locked him out of his own house so she could pack a bag. And this fool say, oh, you gonna call Curtis old pussy ass and then call his old pussy ass over here and I'm gonna knock him. I'm like, stop threatening that man. You already leave that man be. Leave him be, okay? And she in the house packing, and she brings up how when she's angry, she makes quick decisions, which sometimes she don't think out. And the issue with that is you have nowhere to go. You're paroled to his house. You got Curtis blocked on Facebook. Where you gonna go with one suitcase? Okay, girl, get out my face. Not that I'm mad that she left. I also feel like you put yourself in a position to need him, and I think he know that, and that's why he feel like he can say, "Because where you gonna go?" Because he like, "Where you gonna go?" Of Curtis' house. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I was like, girl, Kevin's an asshole. It's that simple. Anyway, that is all I have for y'all. Do not forget tonight, after the versus battle, okay, between Miriam and BB and Sissy Winans, I will be live for the after show shit of a chat. Okay, so come on through. I will probably be live between 10:30 and 11. But y'all know, as soon as versus ends is when I'm live. Okay, do not forget to follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner and stuff. And other than that, I will see y'all and talk to y'all later. Peace.
What?